So a big thing that I didn't know about was, you know, people in like Luzon and North and people speak Tagalog, they kind of look down on people that speak Bisaya.
Well, I kind of nearly got disowned, if I'm
And if you are half Filipino, I think it's so important to know your roots and know where you come from.
What's your name and where you from?
I'm Sean Palayo. I'm from the UK originally, but now I live in Siquijor.
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 Why Siquijor?
That's my home. That's where I find peace. My mom's Cebuano, but my hometown where I live is in Siquijor now. That's where I reside, and that's what I love.
Okay. What is like leaving UK behind to come and live in Siquijor?
It's the complete opposite. UK is very fast-paced. It's no one really cares about each other, but Siquijor is the most like peaceful, slow, beautiful people. Everyone's happy. The weather's better. You're right next to the sea. It's paradise. There's waterfalls. There's caves. I'm like an ambassador of Siquijor, man. Everyone go there. It's the best.
Okay. While other Filipinos are leaving, the Philippines to go abroad, and then you decide to live your life in UK to come to the Philippines. Why that?
So I'm very career focused. I'm very, very career focused and goal orientated. Once I achieved all my goals in the UK in regards to the modeling and acting industry, I realized there's a hole in the market for someone like myself that's a proud Bisaya, that's Moreno, that's dark skin, that can come here and really make an impact here. So I wanted to come here to the Philippines and pursue my career here now.
Okay. What's like me Moreno in the Philippines?
The beauty standards out here, they promote like whitening lotion, they promote paler skin, they promote the K-pop stuff and the feminine. If you look around all the billboards, you see like guys that are less masculine. So I feel like there's a big hole in the market for someone like myself that is Moreno, that's darker, that's tatted up, and that's proud, and I'm strong and beside, and I look after my family, and I want to give the younger children a different alternative to look up to as opposed to the ones that they've already got.
You mentioned about having tattoos. What is like having tattoos in the Philippines?
For me, so far, I've had a very good perception. A lot of my tattoos represent my culture and where I'm from. And obviously I got the traditional tattoo for Apple Bang Odd, which was amazing. Initially, when I first started getting them, obviously my mom's Filipino, so she disliked it. But as I got more successful, and she can't really say anything now, so she's happy.
What was her first reaction, you coming home with a tattoo? As a Filipino mom?
Oh, she hated it. Like, 'cause my first tattoo was on my shoulder, and it was a small one. It just said, it was a motivational quote saying, proving them wrong. It was when I played basketball. And then I slowly got covered underneath on my top so I could still do a normal job. And then when I got my first visible tattoo, that was the one I got for my mum. And she couldn't then, because it's quite like an endearing, sweet story that I got it for her, she kind of was like, oh, that's for me, that's so cute, Sean. And then it was all right.
Do you have an idea how many tattoos you have?
No idea. It's easier to cover the space to say where I don't have tattoos. So like on my right leg, I've got no tattoos. And on my labot, walang tattoos na. Yeah.
What's your name and where you from?
Hello, I am Maeresurreccion. I am from Perth, Western Australia, and I was born here in the Philippines.
For how long have you been in the Philippines?
Well, I was 12 when I left, so I was still fairly young, and I moved to Oz, to Sydney actually at the age of 12, and then just grew up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is the Philippines after all this time that you have been out of the country?
Well, I don't think it's changed that drastically. It's still kind of like the good old Philippines. You know what they say is like everything's fun in the Philippines. And yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this. What is like having a tattoo in the Philippines?
Well, being a female, having tattoos in the Philippines, it used to be so frowned upon. And walking around in public, you get all the occasional stares, you get stared at everywhere. But I haven't really had bad comments about it, besides like my family kind of saying like, you know, you're a female, why do you have tattoos? But like at the same time, I don't really give any notice to it.
And what was your parents or even your family reaction when you came home with the first tattoo?
Well, I kind of nearly got disowned if I'm if I'm gonna be honest. But as soon as my dad got like a visible tattoo, I was like, oh, you know what? It's free for all. Like I could get more now, so that's why.
Yeah. Do you have like an idea on how many tattoos you have?
I've lost count, so I'm practically like covered from not really head to toe, but I'm almost there.
From all the tattoos you have, which one do you love the most? Or it's hard to tell?
My leg.
Let me see. What does that represent to you?
It doesn't really represent anything. It just looks really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay, cool. And let me just ask you this: you were in Australia, right?
Yeah.
And then you came to the Philippines. How is life in Australia as a Filipino?
It was kind of hard to begin with, kind of like blending in with the foreigners, with the white people and stuff like that. But towards the end, it kind of got easier because you kind of just adapt to the lifestyle, and then yeah.
Okay. And lastly, let me just ask you this. I know you're so nervous right now. Yeah. Let me just ask you this. What advice would you give to other foreigners coming to the Philippines, even other Filipinos that they haven't been here for a while right now? From your own experience, what advice would you give to them?
Just do it. Just come here and actually experience it for yourself and just see what the actual place is like and like how the people are, what they do for a living, and just kind of like immerse yourself in the culture. That's my advice, I reckon.
Okay. And lastly, what is your favorite island in the Philippines?
Oh, that's a hard one. I love Palawan. Palawan is absolutely amazing. All the different islands, but at the same time, I haven't really been to all the islands. But so far, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this. At the moment that you're here in the Philippines, what you doing here in the Philippines?
So I'm a model and actor, and I've just got here less than a month ago, and I've just signed with the agency now. So I'm going to be doing all my social media stuff and all my modeling with some huge brands out here. So hopefully you'll be seeing me very, very soon on billboards everywhere. And then after the first year, I'll be then going into acting and stuff like that. So also TikTok, and TikTok's a big thing as well.
What has being Filipino means to you?
Being Filipino means so much to me because where I grew up, I was always like isolated for not fitting in. So I grew up in an all-white area in the UK, so I was the only brown one. So they treat me as a Filipino. You're Filipino. That's my whole. I'm Filipino. So the household I grew up in as well was my mum. My mum heavily made me. My mum was heavy on the culture. She made sure we ate all the Filipino food. She made sure that was following all the traditional stuff. So she's like, my mom's a massive factor as to why I'm so proud about being Filipino. She never let us forget. And my older brother too. So yes, it means a lot to me, and I'm so proud of our people.
Okay. And to other people, like especially half Filipinos that are overseas right now, watching us, and they don't have an idea on how the country looks like. From your own experience, what advice would you give to them?
I'd say you have to come here and check it out yourself, because even myself, I had a perception of it due to what my mum said. So when my mum talking about Manila, for example, I'd never been here as an adult. So I had this crazy perception of it, and it's different. Like it's so different to what you think, how you think it would be. And then you hear all these stories about, especially like the smaller islands, like the black magic. You hear about the like the snakes and the mosquitoes and all this stuff. But when you're here, it's beautiful. It's so safe. It's so nice. And if you are half Filipino, I think it's so important to know your roots and know where you come from. Because, like I said, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And if you don't know who your people are, and you don't know whether like your family in the past, your ancestral, whether they were like mountain people, whether they were fishermen, whether like it's important for you to know that, because if you don't, you need to know your identity. I feel that personally, anyway.
That's beautiful from what you just have, told us right now. And let me ask you this. Did you encounter, since you live in UK, the big city, big country, you coming to the Philippines and you went straight to Siquijor, did you encounter like any culture shock? Or you coming to the Philippines, did it change your life perspective?
Yeah. I didn't encounter any culture shock because I spent a majority of my childhood here as well. But changing my perspective, I think coming here as an adult and speaking to other people my age instead of just what my mum says, gave me a full different perception of the Philippines. In regards to so a big thing that I didn't know about was, people in Luzon and North and people speak Tagalog, they kind of look down on people that speak Bisaya. And obviously I'm proud Bisaya through and through, that's my blood, I'm Cebuano. So I didn't know that was even a thing until I got here. So that's another factor why I'm so proud I want to put it on. I'm Team Bisaya all the way.
Okay.
I'm Koskong and Carabao, no?
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And bro, just before we go, any message to the Filipinos watching us right now?
To all the Filipinos watching us right now, especially all the Bisaya people, I just want you to know that I'm so proud to be part of the Philippines, part of the culture, and I hope that I do all my people proud.
Before we go, can you please give a shout out to your page so that everybody can go and check you out?
Okay, so it's maeresurreccion, @maeresurreccion, and that's for Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Okay. Guys, it's gonna be on the description below. I know she's too nervous right now, but thank you so much. I appreciate for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and all his info is gonna be in the description below. Please check him out because he came to the country, and of course he wants to represent the culture. Brother, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate for your time, man.
Thank you.
See you guys on the next video. Let's go.